Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back. If you're new, this is Ty with Budget Tools. Today I had a video planned that I did record for week 3 cash planning, but as I was beginning to edit, I realized that I recorded an entire video with no sound because I have on a mic and I have the little device plugged into my cell phone, but the mic was not powered on. So um, I'm having a day. But I still wanted to jump on and just show you guys what I did with my cash planning and also to share what I had previously shared in the video is that I actually am going to have to pivot and adjust my cash stuffing for the month of December. And all the planning that I've been doing, being intentional and, showing up for myself and holding myself accountable and planning and being motivated by all the tiny Tuesdays and mini Mondays and all that good stuff. I told you guys that my son was coming in town, coming home for Christmas break on Saturday, which he did. I'm so happy that he's here. But it dawned on me when I got to the grocery store the other day that I haven't had to purchase groceries for the house in a year. I had gone to the store to get some ingredients for our ground turkey spaghetti that I make with a little bit of spinach, sauteed spinach on top. And I went to the store and I have to get, he eats a lot. And, when I could, my husband's going to eat as well too. So I was purchasing a 3-pound package of ground turkey. It was $16.99. The most I had ever paid for it before was $10.99. And I kind of saw the price, not when I picked up the ground turkey, because I guess I've been a little bit oblivious since we've been kind of empty nesting. We don't eat a ton during the week. We may have some popcorn, a glass of wine. We may decide to go out for a quick cheap bite. But for the most part, I typically spend about $50 per week in groceries because I just, we don't eat that much right now. Sorry, that is my Bondo that I just put on a piece of furniture. And I've mentioned my furniture to you guys a couple times, and I'm going to put a picture up so you at least know what I'm doing and don't think I'm just saying this. And I realized I've got a little bit of charcoal color or gray primer on my fingertip. Um, so that was a wake up call on, ma'am, how do you plan to only stuff $50 a week for groceries for the next 3 weeks when a package of ground turkey just cost $16.99? And when I rang it up, I thought, okay, well, I don't have my little rewards number in. So I typed it in thinking surely it's going to go down to maybe $12.99 or something like that. Nope, it stayed $16.99. So I am definitely a little thrown off here, which is probably why I recorded a video with no mic on. Um, but at least, I want to go over what I have. I don't, just for planning, I already know my wallet is empty. You imagine I have $50 for groceries. I went to purchase a few other items, spinach to saute. I picked up a second container of spaghetti sauce, $17 for the ground turkey. $50 didn't go far. So that's gone. And then, we had, a birthday party this weekend. So there were just so many different things. So wallet is empty. I actually do have some coins, but that's about it. So for my wallet, I'm still planning to stuff $50. And then my categories have stayed pretty much the same. I am still stuffing 150 or so in my savings for this week 3 of December cash stuffing. the question for me is, what is week 4 and week 5 going to look like? Because I have 150 that I save automatically, but that's likely going to go towards groceries. So I've got to pivot. I absolutely didn't think this through. um, and I definitely feel some kind of way because I totally fumbled and did not even think about that. I was on my merry little way, just, chugging along, saving and stuffing and recording. And that grocery store visit on Monday shocked my little system. It made me stop and think, hey, you forgot something. So, all of my categories are the same that I'm putting in for this week. I think I just need a moment to collect myself and figure out week 4 and week 5. And I don't not want to record. I just don't know if I'll be able to record or what, if anything, or how much I'll be able to record. So I also mentioned before in the previously recorded video that also with my Christmas savings, I'm still adding $50 towards my holiday savings. But where I am with Christmas right now is where I will be. I'm not going to stress myself about making sure that I have a certain amount to get so many people gifts or what have you. My biggest concern and focus is making sure that, we have food in the house and we have a nice time while my son's home visiting. Um, so yeah, that's that. I did share that a family friend made a yummy pomegranate martini, like a large batch of it. And I just poured a little bit with adding a lot of ice because I'm kind of a lightweight and it's really strong. She has a heavy hand. So, yeah, guys, that is my cash planning. I apologize. I guess I'm just a little bit thrown off, but I wanted to at least share that I am stuffing $422 again this week for my wallet, my savings, and my essentials binder, along with my a little bit into the emergency fund and to debt. And I guess I'm looking to you guys for advice on this pivot that I'm having to do. I'm sure I'll figure it out, but definitely please like, subscribe, and share comments to let me know how you've managed when you've had to pivot. Part of me thought about, oh, I could catch up in January, but then I kind of feel like I'm owing a bill collector. And my goal was, to start debt pay off this month, which, I will still have a little bit to pay towards debt, but I just don't have what I'm not going to have what I would normally have to stuff as far as my savings and things like that. So, yeah, comment down below. I was watching Angela over on Emzo Budgets for her mini Monday, and one of the questions that she asked was, what you would do different in 2026. Some things that maybe didn't work this year that you can kind of tweak for next year. I think that was pretty much what she was asking, and one of the things for sure, for one, I really just started this journey again in August, but then I fell off and then I jumped back in full force ahead in October, maybe the second week of October. And so I've been consistent since then. I think the thing that is helping me the most this go round with saving for my emergency fund and all that good stuff and Dave Ramsey's 7 steps is um, learning about the mini challenges. Prior to this in October, I want to maybe, no, but maybe just in August, I really only followed probably a handful of cash stuffers and planners. Um, and I have no idea why I hadn't found any others previously. Definitely some had come up, but not all of them kind of worked for me. But sometime how this time around, I think I just kind of did a bigger dive into finding content that would resonate with me and came across, I'm not even sure who I saw first, that was doing, the mini Mondays. And at first, I think I kind of didn't understand, but then, I kind of watched a few videos and I said, oh my gosh, this is amazing because the small amounts do add up. And that's what you want to do in life is make small steps to get to a bigger goal. It's something that, in education, we definitely work with students on, is SMART goals, um, making sure that a goal is achievable and not so far stretched that you're going to lose interest or motivation and fall off and, not want to continue. So that's definitely been beneficial. I feel like I have enough categories. I like that I'm more focused on saving this time around and taking the advice that most of us were probably taught growing up is pay yourself first. And that's why I am definitely focused on saving first before I do anything else. And it's also the reason why I'm kind of moving into my other categories and binders slowly because I don't want to jump ahead too quick, forget something like I did with, budgeting for groceries and then having to pedal back and figure out what, to do. I definitely know that I will do a Christmas binder for sure this year. And I want to just say, most of all, I'm focused on debt payoff and savings, getting at least a month ahead on bills and then moving on to 3 months and 6 months and so on. So that is it for the cash stuffing. I am happy that you guys were here to share with me today. Um, I'm definitely doing a Thirsty Thursday, and then I will be back on Friday for my week 3 cash stuffing. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and share with anyone else you know that may be on this journey and looking for some motivation. I'd love to have them here. I will see you guys in the next one. So have a good evening. Bye.